to them, similar to lots of our brothers and sisters. They are isolated by Muslims. But Muhammad ﷺ and his followers, they were isolated by those they did not believe in their message. And unfortunately, the isolation of our brothers and sisters in some areas that we know, they're isolated merely from their brothers and sisters. They claim to be Muslims. And we Muslims attack others or criticize others for not being able to unleash that ban or that isolation has been done to Muslims. Anyway, the isolation that lasted for almost 3 years, and he's lost to two main sources of power and stability, his uncle and his beloved wife, and a terrible situation of Muslims being on that ban for so many years, and a very bad treatment in the Ta'if of Prophet ﷺ from the people of Ta'if, and on his way back, not allowing him to get back to his home. And very that time, Isra al-Miraj happens to tell us that what happens to your life, that you have so many difficulties, this does not mean that's the end of the road. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the answer for your problems. Get back to Him. Inna ma'al usri yusra. Every difficulty has solutions, has ease from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just direct yourself and your heart and your mind to Him. And this is an example of our beloved Prophet. We cannot express our anger in a way that why this happened to me. It had happened to one who is the best creature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu. He lost the most respected and needed people to him. And he is yet the best creature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved him. So what happened to us, or what will happen to us, just compare ourselves. Are we better than Prophet ﷺ? And he has been in much worse situation than we are. So this is a lesson I believe we can learn. Another lesson, shortly or briefly, is the importance of salat, prayer. As we know, as Muslims, all commands that we are ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to abide by it and to follow them has been sent to Prophet ﷺ while he was in Mecca or Medina or elsewhere. But salah was ordained as Prophet ﷺ was in his journey, in a miracle. This is to tell us that if it happened that somehow you skipped fasting, or you skip, in a way, giving zakah, or you postpone for so long going to Hajj, you might find kind of, reasons. But salah has no reason to abandon it. As long as your mind is on, you can do it. You don't have to choose the way, right away, as we do it. As long as my knees are hurt and I cannot pray, you can sit on chair, you can sit on the floor, you can lay down. But there is no reason, there is no justification for not offering the prayers. In a practical way, dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, even in Albanian, when we have something very important to give it to somebody, some kind of orders, we choose a certain way of mail. But some very important orders, we don't send them neither by mail or neither by email or Facebook and Twitter, all these communication new ways that are there. We meet him in a person. This is how it was, the salah was ordained. Another important lesson that we can learn in Isra Miraj, dear brothers and sisters, is that the importance of values, ethics, morals. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in his journey has seen the examples of different people, whether they were being punished or whether they were being rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a consequence of not obeying the instructions in this world. They've been punished, or as a consequence of obeying the instructions, they've been awarded. So Prophet ﷺ has seen these miracles with his own existence, with his eyes, heart, and mind. Before Isra and Miraj, Prophet ﷺ had the same faith, yaqeen, but through his ears was talking to Angel Jibreel, or was receiving the voice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But at this Isra Miraj, his miracles, they became physically. Another important lesson, and this is, dear brothers and sisters, we call it in Arabic Sunnatul Tabadul, which means the tradition that has of changing, which we never see in majority of Muslim world. Till the Isra Miraj, the banner of leadership in spiritual way was previous to the prophets, previous to Muhammad, or prior to Muhammad alayhi salam, which the last one or before him was Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. From Isra Miraj, the banner was given to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam that he has to lead now the world. Not only the people, as I said, of Mecca. Now he has to deal with the world of jinn and ins. And he is a rahmah, or the mercy for all kind of creatures that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in this world. So his leadership is now spread that covers the whole globe, and his impact has to be reflected in every creature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in this planet. And we do not see this kind of changings in our Muslim world. We see people, they stay for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. The genius that they know only how to bring their people down, not to lift them up. And in Isra Miraj, dear brothers and sisters, we see another lesson. Isa alayhi salam was one of Ulul Azm, the prophets that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised him and his mother and the family that he coming from. But the leadership has to go to someone else now. And that someone else is Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, which we do not see these kind of changings of leadership for the better of the ummah. Another lesson, dear brothers and sisters, and I'll end with this, is the importance of Masjid al-Aqsa. Subhana alladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-Masjid al-Haram ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa. Glory to Allah, to him, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he took his servant in a night journey from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa. The place that we know where it is, and we know, unfortunately, the way it is, and we know, unfortunately, the way how we act, and we know, unfortunately, the consequences of not acting, and we know the way that Muslims did not act because they have no changings. They have the mentality of leadership. I'm talking somebody who took the post for 40 years ago, in his late 20s, for example, has the same mentality that he took the position since then, as dealing in, and we are today in 2010, and he is an asleep of over 40 years. And somebody else at 30 years, and somebody else at 20 years. And this is majority of Muslim leaders. And the problem started when they already took the positions, and will not be resolved as long as we have this kind of mentality of leadership and this kind of being passive from Muslims. Either here, we cannot resolve the problem in Masjid al-Aqsa from here, but we can resolve a lot of our problems by going and voting. Now you have in November